Alright, hello everyone. I'm Anthony and we're going to walk through one of our onboarding processes. So adding our development team to WordPress. This is for WordPress 5.4.1, but it should be good for a few more years. If anything changes, we'll just update this tutorial. Alright, so let's get started. Here we have just created a new WordPress installation that is on one of our development domains. And by just I mean a few minutes ago, so there's no plugin installed, nothing has been configured, and it is 100% brand new. Your WordPress installation should look something like this. Maybe a little bit different, but should, well, something like this. Alright, so the first step is going to user right over here, and then add new, click on it. You see the add new user form. Now there are only a few boxes that you need to fill out. You can just ignore the rest or put whatever you want to it. And if you are using WordPress multi-site or have some plugins, there might be a few extra boxes down there. Usually you can just ignore them, or you can put anything you like in it. And if you are using multi-site, make sure you are using your super admin profile and add user from your network dashboard instead of the site dashboard. You should be able to see that up there. We'll get to multi-site later on. Alright. Oh, and if you're not a super admin for multi-site, you might not be able to add user because of the multi-site settings. So the first thing you want to do is to create a username. We would recommend you use something that you recognize. So for example, our short name, HAIL IGA. If you see that, you know it's us. Easy to recognize. Now for the email, type in our development team's email, dev@hailiga.org. Oops. This is very important. It's where your WordPress will send the login information to. So you need to make sure your WordPress can send emails. If it can't send emails, then obviously we won't be able to receive the login information. And by default, WordPress uses PHP mail. So if your server does not have PHP mail, does not support or don't have it, you either need to get the mail client plugins or set up a PHP mail, whichever is convenient. If you are getting a mail plugin, we would recommend you use the WP Mail SMTP. It supports anything from Gmail to SMTP, though we do recommend you use SMTP because sometimes the provider might block your email. Alright, let's get back to topic. So you can just ignore the rest, but make sure you check the box that says send user notification. And also you have to make sure the role is set to administrator. We need administrator access to do a lot of things, so depends on the project. Sometimes we might not be able to do anything without admin access, so it's best to just provide it up front and just click on add new user. Ta-da, you'll be done. Alright, now this is the end of WordPress part, but don't forget to fill up the form on the onboarding page. So go back to onboarding, go down to WordPress and fill up this form. Let us know you have done the add new user. If you see in this picture, there's a form row which is from the plugin. So if you have certain plugins, there will be additional fields down there. Just ignore it, it doesn't matter. The most important part is the username, email, and admin role, and of course the email. Don't skip the confirmation email if you. Alright, so let's go through the multi-site installation as well. If you are not on a multi-site, this will be the end of the tutorial, and if you need any help with any of this, feel free to contact your project lead. They'll be happy to help you out. Alright, give me a moment while I make this multi-site. It'll be real quick. Alright, here we have our multi-site setup. Let's show you. Alright, so if you look here, you can see this multi-site setup. We have just one site right now, but it will work. So just to show you what we mean by you have to be a super admin. If you look at this part, the super admin can disallow the individual site admin to add new users. So if you are not a super admin, there's a good chance that you might not be able to add us depending on your network settings. Now to add a user into your network, if you are a super admin, you can just go to network admin and then user add new. It should be pretty much the same thing, just the username and email, and they will just send up the login information to us. So again, make sure your WordPress is capable of sending emails. Let's just go through again. Actually, you can just, since username must be unique, we can just come up with another thing, like put number 2 behind it. And then click type in div add hailiga.org for the emails, and then click Get User. Since we already have that user, it will say the email is already being used. So that is pretty much about it. And again, if you are not a super admin, you might not be able to add new user. So if that's the case, you will need to talk to us and we'll figure out some possible alternatives. So that is it. So if you have any problem or issue when adding new user, you can always contact your project lead and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Alright then. Right, so if you have any questions or concerns, just contact your project lead and have a great day. Bye.